Nope.
You're going somewhere. You're going live.
That's where we're going. I knew we were going somewhere. How you guys doing? Happy Sunday Fun Day.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh, no, I feel like I need a nap this Sunday.
Yeah, I've been out working, and I was working in the garage. You were working in here.
I feel like it's been a long week.
Yeah, a lot's happened. So how you guys doing? The weather here is nice this week. It's cooled off a little bit, not in the 90s anymore.
Let's keep cooling off, please.
Mid 80s is perfect for high temp.
I think everybody's ready for fall.
I prefer 50s and 60s myself, but
I am definitely ready for fall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for joining us, everybody, and thank you to all of our beautiful mods on here, keeping everything drama-free. We love that, and we appreciate you guys. And thank you, everyone, for taking the time to join us today, hang out, and talk about what's up.
What's up? So it's a normal live, but
normal.
Well, you know what's normal anymore.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, but we do occasionally, if you're new to the channel, we do occasionally talk about Otter Creek in Florida. And if we have updates, we'll let you know. And we thought this would be a good time to let you know.
Oh, okay.
So we do have some updates.
Can't wait to hear what you're going to let us know.
You want to dive right into those? Or there's quite a bit to talk about. I have my notes. I have 2 pages of notes.
You're so studious.
Well, studious. I know I'm going to forget something, so I have to write it down. So
the first thing I would like to say is happy birthday, Jason.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. We hope you're having fun and eating some cake and ice cream for us too.
Moose ice cream.
I would eat some for you, but I don't have any here.
Moose tracks.
That is a service I can provide, eating ice cream and cake for other people's birthdays.
Absolutely.
So we hope you're having a good day and just enjoying and relaxing. All right. Back to you.
All right.
Take it away.
So we know that Luke and Bobby are filling the new vacant seat. So they are now council members. They're on the board with Laura and Rex and Zim. So Zim's your mayor. I was going to say president, but that might be more appropriate. Yeah.
I guess he wants to be of some kind of stature like that.
What we don't know, you might have heard, or maybe not have heard, because it's real hard to hear that meeting. There were 5 people that put in for those 2 seats. So who were the 3 people that were not picked?
I thought I heard Laura say that she didn't recognize 2 of the names. Am I the only one who heard that? Did anybody else hear her say that?
That's what I heard.
Okay, so if that's true and everybody heard that, keep that in mind while we're talking about who was the 5 people who put in their letters of interest.
Now, going in, when the video, or not the video, but when the meeting first happened, we did not know who the other 3 were. We have since learned who the other 3 people were. So, who do you think put in?
Well, I know
Stuart. Let's hear what the chat thinks.
Oh, not me?
No, I know you know who it is. But you can still talk, but don't give away the secret yet.
Well, I would think everybody came to the conclusion that Stuart put in because he was there.
He was there, and he's never there unless
he put in to be on the board, or he is on the board. Like most people in that town, they only come to the meetings if they are on the board or about to be put on the board or hoping to be put on the board. Otherwise, they're not coming to the meeting.
Right.
So that's a sad thing. And you know what I also found odd, before you get into who put in their letters of interest, that would mean that some of the people who put in their letters of interest didn't even bother to show up.
That's true.
So let's see. We have some guesses. We have Stuart, Lynette, and Don the Con.
Ooh.
We have a couple of people saying Stuart, Lynette, and Don.
Oh, yeah. Well, without further ado, those people would be correct.
Bingo!
So
Those are the three names. You are correct. I think most people could deduct who those
Yeah.
three were logically. But as you saw, Dawn wasn't at the meeting,
Nope.
and Lynette weren't at the meeting, either one of them.
Nope.
And again, I say I would never elect somebody to be on a board that doesn't come to the meetings.
Now,
So
isn't Lynette still claiming she should have been the next one picked because of the results of the election like 2 years ago or 3 years ago? Or was it 4 years ago? I can't even remember now. It's been a little while.
no, not those results.
Oh, not those results. Okay.
She has run since then.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
So, goodness, you need more coffee. But she did put up a post that she should have been just put on the board instead of the letters of interest, which is not how they do the things there. And if they did do it that way, she wasn't the next in line.
Correct.
I believe Stewart was the next in line according to the votes, but it's not done that way, so it really doesn't matter.
Right.
But of course, she did put up a post of that, and I find that odd because she has enough going on in her life that she can't seem to manage correctly at all. So why would you even run for a board, or who would want to put somebody on a board who can't, they don't even come to meetings, they can't manage anything in their life, and who would watch her child? Like, the whole thing makes zip zilch of sense.
Zip zilch.
Zip zilch. None of that makes any sense. So anyway, now let's go back to the Laura didn't know two of the names.
Okay.
So I find that a little odd and frightening in a town of that size not to have known all the names. Yeah. So does that mean she nominated someone she didn't even know who they were?
Yeah, because we know she knows Lynette, and we know she knows Stewart and Don. She served on the board with them. And
so I just find that to be another odd, funny.
I'm kind of surprised she doesn't know Bobby.
But
yes, and
maybe
no.
she just didn't know their names, but have seen their faces before. I don't know. But I just, again, find that funny and odd. But that's the huge problem that most people don't understand in that town is nobody's running. Nobody's trying to get on the board. So who are you supposed to vote for? Like, you look at the list and you're like, oh, man, again, nobody who cares showed up. And I'm not saying that some of the 5 people don't care. I'm just saying, you know, overall,
look at your choices.
Look at your choices. And it's sad because, again, I was hoping that Belinda would put in. I was hoping that the Hudson sisters would put in, you know, and I can understand on one hand.
I can understand, too.
Some stuff, but you have to care about your town.
Look what's at stake.
So
I would think that outweighs what you feel comfortable doing.
Because to be on the board is you're not putting in anything of what you were putting in as a clerk or a bookkeeper.
To just be on the board is little to no effort. You just have to show up. Right.
But you can block bad things from happening.
Yep.
And you can make sure the right things are happening in your town. But I wish people would show up. It's just like, you know, does anybody in Otter Creek care?
It doesn't look like it. There's
a few that do, and I know that. And I know how frustrated they are living amongst a bunch of people who don't care. And you're fighting this fight, and it's exhausting. I know that.
That was our biggest frustration.
And I hate that there's a lot of caring people that get lumped in with other people and fall under that
umbrella.
Yeah, that clouded umbrella. And just those people know who they are, the good people, the caring people, they know who they are. And you know that I'm not lumping you in with the people. So I just want to make that very clear. We're all aware who the mayor is of the town. We're aware who runs the meetings and all these different things. So I know it's exhausting, and I know what it feels like to be in that position, and I can sympathize with them. So I just want them to know that I can understand their frustrations. I had the same ones too.
Yeah.
But I really wish that people would just care and get out there and do something. But, you know, in the end, they're the ones who have to live there. It's their town. So I guess they have no one else to blame.
So
that's what I have to say about that.
that's good. That's good. So in that, we got a couple of things that the charter outlines guidance for, things that you must follow. Now, the charter is ambiguous and vague in many ways, and a lot of ordinances need to be written to clarify, but there are some things that are very clear, such as the residency requirements to be on the board. It's a 6-month residency. I'm not going to get into where that might be in question. You guys know what's going on. But I question one of the members. Do they meet the residency requirements? I don't know. They might. I'm not saying they don't. I can't verify if they do or don't.
Well, hopefully they meet the caring requirements.
Yeah.
And the wanting to do the right thing requirements.
And that's really the more important thing, because we're talking about one person out of 5. So if that person was disqualified, all you have is an open seat. You still got 4 members. You could cast another ballot for an open seat. And let's say Don got on the board. I mean, so it's 4-1. I mean, or 3-2 if Laura flips again. But you see, it doesn't, the end state doesn't really make any difference at this point. But I do want to clarify that there is a residency requirement of 6 months, and do with it what you will. The other thing that is required by the town charter, 1.060, the town clerk must be appointed by the council. So far, we've had 3 clerk hirings, and none of them have I seen appointed by the board.
Yeah, because that would have to be done at a meeting, because
That's
it's
correct.
voted on, as well as going through the applications or resumes, whichever they're using at the time, since that's usually a hot debate of which one we're using.
Now, this has been done before. I think Russell put Mary in there without really the vote of the board. At least he did introduce her.
And that's why usually you have workshops to go through the resumes.
Yep.
But
you did.
I didn't see, I tried to. Nobody showed up.
Yeah.
But I didn't see any postings about any workshops, and I didn't see any voting going on at the meeting. So,
and you had board involvement with Belinda's hiring, and with your temporary hiring as clerk with Deanna.
Yeah, that was all.
All that went before the council, like it should.
Right.
And we're not seeing that here. And that's a charter requirement. So that's a legal requirement. So what are the ramifications of that? I don't know. There's no enforcement in Otter Creek.
You do not have to live in Otter Creek to be the clerk.
No.
You have to live in Otter Creek to be one of the board members, one of the 5 board members, but
correct.
not the clerk.
But not the clerk, no. Correct.
Thank you, Georgie.
You didn't have to
tell
do
you
that.
what, I cannot stop thinking about this cruise. I'm like, I am so ready. I need just to relax and have fun by the pool in my beautiful sundress that I hope I find.
Hey, Georgie,
before then. I am so ready.
You don't even know because you were getting ready, but Georgie had a post put out about some people talking crap about her housing unit where she lives, and I've commented on it. But since you're in the live, I want to say publicly that just ignore the haters. Don't give them ammunition. Ignore them, and make sure that everything that you say on your channel or on public platform posting or whatever is factual, and you don't have to worry about what the haters think. Jeremy told us a long time ago, if you worry about what the haters think, why? 95% of the people you're going to spend, 95% of the people are going to love you, he says. Don't worry about what the rest think. They're only 5%. So focus on the 95%. They love you. Just keep doing what you're doing. So I'm going to give that same advice to you. What Jeremy told us holds true.
The advice I have is if the haters are hating on you, then you must be doing something right.
That's right.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. But thanks for that super chat. You didn't have to do that. What else we got here? We did this one.
Let our student check his notes.
Yeah, I'm trying to organize it too. We got Ron. We might jump around a little bit because my notes.
Around.
You got to write things down as you remember them. Ron's power got restored.
Yay!
That's great news.
We are so happy for Ron. It's about time. I'm sure he flipped on that air conditioning and some fans and was just like, yes, Florida man's getting cool.
Now, hey, we're not just hating on Zim. Here we're going to give some kudos to Zim. Good job, Zim, for going out and getting the grounding rod that was needed and the wire, if needed, to get him up and running.
Right.
We appreciate that.
You know, like I said before, as far as Zim is concerned, I don't really know what happened or where his head is at. And I'm praying that he turns around and gets it together. So he must be going through something because, like I said, that wasn't the Zim I knew.
Right.
So I wish he would just get it together and get his head in the right place. So we all have our moments. So I'm praying that that was just a moment he's going through and he can see the light and change his ways and get back on a good track.
It would benefit him too to get along with everybody. And Travis, if he got along with Travis and there wasn't a beef, or he's so bad, doesn't want a tube town down and across the street from his park, that I think he's kind of losing himself in it because I think he's overestimating the negative impact it would have. I think he's undervaluing the draw, to be honest, from a business perspective. What we got there? Sounds of Voss. Thank you for the 10. We appreciate
Have a fun
you.
cruise with everyone. I pray that we do.
Yeah.
It'll be our first cruise and
Ever.
I am so ready. I've seen so many posts and so many pictures about all the fun everybody has on the cruise, and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Super stoked.
Appreciate that, Voss.
As well as getting to hang out with some really, really good people. And that's another thing in this crazy world. We do not take enough time to spend with each other and just get away from our devices, get away from all the distractions, and just be with each other. I say that all the time. You'll find yourself sitting in a room with somebody and they're on their phone texting and checking this and checking that. An hour goes by and it's like you weren't even with that person. They were with the phone the whole time.
Yeah.
And you can lose track of time very fast.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing I think most of us don't do is spend enough time with each other. Mm-hmm. And it takes time to build good relationships with each other. So if you're not putting anything in, you're not going to get anything out. And we need to do more of that.
And in a town that's so small, we had hoped that everybody loved everybody, that there wasn't a bad seed in the town. That's what we had hoped going in. We didn't know. I bought the campground not knowing anything about the town. In fact, the previous owner invited me to a meeting, and the meeting seemed normal. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I hadn't normally gone to meetings, so I didn't have anything to compare it to. But they welcomed me, and the fact that I was considering, and I was just early talking about maybe expanding the park if that was possible, and they were all supporting it. They were all, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. So kind of weird how things changed, huh?
Well, according to the emails, that's what they were saying to your face, but they were panically emailing about an expansion.
And they weren't concerned about any of the how it would affect the community or how it would affect the water or the ground or the what's the word, the ecosystem, I guess. They were strictly concerned about boats. That's all Russell and crew were all concerned about was, well, if they get these campgrounds, they're going to outnumber the votes I can get. And you have the mayors have the same access to the RV parks that the public has. So there is something in their head saying that, well, the owner's going to brainwash them. Look, I don't solicit for votes in the park. I let them know that there is a meeting, or I let them know that there is, I keep them informed the best I can, but I don't let them, I let them pick. I give the information to them. I don't know who they're going to pick. You hope they're going to pick you, but you don't know that. You don't know that they will. They might be secretly hating you in the park and be voting for Russell all the time. You don't know. I'm not in there with them when they, fill in the oval or pull the handle or whatever it is. In Otter Creek, it's the little oval. But I'm not in there. I talk to them the same way as I talk to other residents about, make sure you vote. That's it. And there's some that don't vote, and that's normal. But so Ron's power got turned on. Great. I'm glad that happened for Ron. I'm glad Zim did what he had to do to get it done quickly. I don't know what took a whole month. Was there some persuasions? Did he get a phone call? I don't know. But he could have done that on day one. And I'm surprised he didn't have grounding rods laying around his RV park somewhere, because he needs them over there too. But maybe he didn't. Maybe he had to go get one. And I appreciate him doing that. And Ron certainly appreciates him doing that. And that's the kind of mayor the town wants. Somebody that will go above and beyond.
And that's the kind of thing
Yes.
I had always known Zim to do.
Yeah.
So
he's helped me.
I don't know what happened, but I've heard many comments that as soon as he became mayor, the attitude started to change. But hopefully that can get reeled back in of some sort, because life has enough troubles without having all this crap at your front door with the town you live in. So
Another thing, I don't know how much we want to dive into this, but we'll mention it lightly. Zim was interested in buying up properties as they become available. Recently, as 2 days ago, he's listing a property for sale. So does he need money? I suspect so, but that's just an opinion. So he's selling property.
doesn't everyone always need money?
The property next to Herschel's just got bought a couple days ago too. And the owner of Herschel's bought that property.
Yeah, there's been some property being bought and listed in Otter Creek over the last week.
And it's a 2-acre parcel, and it does have a common border. Part of it has a common border with the same property that Zim owns across the street that he just listed for sale. So do you not think Zim would have wanted that property and the other one? He would have owned the property all the way around Herschel's. He would have had a U shape all the way around Herschel's. Of course he would have wanted to do that. Can he afford to do that? That's the question. And we're not here to answer that question. We're just here to point out the facts. You can go on the county appraiser's site and you can see where the names have changed. So the person that bought it was Elizabeth, the same lady that owns Herschel's, bought the lot next door. Quite possibly just to block Zim from buying it. I don't know that, but that's a very distinct possibility. Because people are not selling to Zim as much as they are selling to Zim. So you got some that support and some that don't. But that's kind of normal everywhere. It's not a big news thing. But I just think it makes you scratch your head and kind of grin and go, yeah, okay, I see what's happening here. But on that note, that's it on that. Okay. We're back on the charter. So it's interesting, the packet that Travis received from Zim during the last Otter Creek meeting. He was going over the documents and how old they were. They were like 33 years old.
I find that incredible that
from 91.
Nothing has ever been revamped.
Now here's what he's doing. This is what the town has always done. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. This is just a guess. But this is not Zim's forte. Sentence structure, punctuation, grammar, spelling, and organizing documents and that kind of thing. That's not his forte. That's not what he's really good at. There's
a clerk in there, and the clerk is the one who does all that.
True. That's what's supposed to happen. And I can't speak to the clerk on the abilities, but there's a lot of cutting and pasting what the town has done in the past, and we can speak to that.
Well, you can see it in the forms that they have online because there's all these typos. And I think Travis was saying there was a bunch of typos.
Yes.
And when I had looked up the other stuff, it said Otter Creek County in some of the paperwork. So to me, that means that they took it probably from Levy County, forgot to chop out the county when they pasted in the Otter Creek, and none of the fonts match. And you know, it's fine to use examples from other places,
but you got to read
but
it.
you have to make it your own.
Yes.
And you have to make it all the same font and make it all jive and tailor it to the little town that Otter Creek is.
And that's easy to do. You just highlight the page, go up, and normally a public document is Times New Roman 12 pitch. That's the standard for public forum legal documents. So that's what I would set it on. And you could just click and highlight the whole page and then go up in a Word document and select Times New Roman, pitch 12, and it changes the whole document for you.
Well, honestly, it would have to be completely retyped because that's the whole problem. And that's why they have the mess, because they're cutting and pasting to where you can't edit the different fonts.
They're not bringing the document into Word.
I don't know that they have all that capabilities.
Okay, I got you. So it's a printed.
If you scanned in somebody's documents,
if it's scanned in, you can't.
It has to be retyped.
Correct.
Unless you've got some great software, which I doubt they have.
Yeah, no.
So, but honestly, how long does it take to type up these documents? Yeah, it's going to take a couple few, so you do it.
But you have to
and you get it done, and then it is done.
But it's better than cutting and pasting and putting out an inferior product that's not ready for release. Because what it does when you're reading through it, you look like a mockery. You look like a joke. It's like, is this a real town or is this sixth grade work? I mean, seriously, you read it and you go, oh my gosh, who wrote this?
I'm laughing because Georgie said, don't hurt your hand removing the blue tape off the banner. I'll try not to. You know what I was actually going to do is I was going to start taping my snacks around the house with the blue tape since it's so incredible and it has such a force. I know that Brett won't be able to get my snacks if I just put some blue tape across it and just put it around the house. So that's my new plan. I'm going to blue tape all my snacks.
We did that to see if anybody would notice. But good eye,
yes. We want to see who's paying attention here. So the thing is, they knew that the interlocal agreement was going to get canceled while Mary was there, while Russell was mayor. So at that time that they found out, they should have immediately started working on this paperwork and putting together the applications as well as the ordinances, instead of reverting back to ones that are so old. But the other thing I don't understand is some of the dates, like there's, I want to say 3 different dated copies, roughly.
So Travis had 91 documents, but we have a digital copy of the entire ordinances. It's like 300 and some pages. And there is a 2005 edition, and there's also a 2007 edition in regards to the schedule and the fees. And those got to be updated too. None of those have been addressed.
No, that's super old. And the application, it all has to go together. I just don't understand why time wasn't committed to get this done.
Yeah, that's what workshops are for. You can print those out, and then you can be like, okay, we're going to scratch through Levy County. We're going to put town of Otter Creek. And then you have to read through. You have to scan it. You have to actually read it. And then make all your spelling corrections. Make that a working copy. And then when you're done reading it, pass it to the next person in the workshop and let them review it too. Because they might find a syntax error or something that you didn't catch. And that's how you would do it. And then once you have a final product, then just typing it up is easy. And then you're putting out something that is professional and looks like, okay, you know, they kind of know what they're talking about. But they look like clowns now, putting out information that
it's very unprofessional.
It's very unprofessional. With
and
the
my question is
the
the stuff that he gave him the same as what's online? Well, the stuff that's online anyway on their website looks horrible. It looks very unprofessional. There's tons of typos. None of the fonts match. It's a hot mess. I would be embarrassed of that.
Yeah, you couldn't even turn in a 6th grade paper and pass with the crap that's on that website. I mean,
so I certainly hope that something better gets into play here. And I have to tell you, every single time I ever have to look through those ordinances, it gives me a headache because they're so old, they're inadequate, they're horrible,
they jump around.
They're so out of order. It's just everything about them is terrible. It's like the whole stack just needs to be tossed in the wind and start all over again. And as soon as there was a board that was in agreement and doing the right thing, that should be the first thing that you are doing for that town.
That's the first thing that she was going to do, because we had talked about it.
And it just, none of that has gotten done at all. And I don't understand it. Those ordinances and the way they're compiled it's embarrassing. I was embarrassed about it. And I'm not the one who wrote any of it, but it's embarrassing that that's what's there and that's what's in play. And it just, between that and it not being online properly, like, you would make the clerk's job so much easier because you don't have to deal with the public records request regarding all that stuff.
Right.
It's just, it's very frustrating. That's why I'm like, oh, do I have to look at these things anymore? And it's embarrassing. And if I had to dish stuff out to somebody right now and had to deal with permits, there's no way I could have handed those papers to Travis. I would have to sit there. If I was sitting in that office for free, typing it up myself because the clerk wasn't able to do it, whatever the case may be, that's what I would be doing, because that's an embarrassing mess. And you as the clerk or the mayor should be able to walk somebody through that completely.
Yeah.
But it is the clerk's job, the whole permitting. It's not the mayor's job.
Nope.
But in the absence of a clerk, the mayor, in my opinion, needs to step up and fulfill the duties and take care of things.
You can't just drop the ball.
But since there is a clerk there, hopefully she has the time now to sit with Travis and really walk him through it, because that hot mess is confusing as all get out. None of it makes any sense.
Okay. All the board members.
Soapbox.
I like the soapbox. All the board members are required to go through an ethics class. I think it's every year, or is it every 2 years?
Every year?
Every year, an ethics class. I would add one more requirement to that, and nobody ever talks about it, but I think every board member should have to read the charter. It's not that long. They need to read the charter. If that means take it home and read it, that's fine. But next time you come, because you're not going to be understanding the rules of engagement, so to speak, like how the processes should work if you haven't read the charter. Like someone on the board who had read the charter and they find there's a new clerk in the office and they didn't get to vote on it, raise your hand. Hey, Madam Mayor, Sir Mayor, did we the new clerk, John, did we talk about him? I mean, isn't that up to us to vote on that? And then he might go, oh yeah, you're right. Somebody make a motion that we hire John as the clerk. It can be done and fixed like that. But the council needs to read the town charter. I'm sorry, that's a lot of work for you, but you got to read the town charter.
That's kind of what I was referring to when Zim was handing out those packets to everybody. And it was new material, but it's not new material. And I was saying that and I couldn't find the right words at that moment.
Right.
It shouldn't be new material to anybody on the board.
Nope.
Because they should all have a binder with the ordinances and the resolutions in it, and they should be read up on these things.
I think they should sign a sworn statement that they have read and they understand.
Now, being there and knowing how those read, will you have to continue to reread and read about every time somebody asks you something? Yep, because they're so confusing, outdated. None of that is going to stick. So, but you should have it as a board member in a binder, and you should be referencing those materials constantly.
Yeah,
That's kind of your job.
Earn your $100. That's your job. That's your job's
So
not a lot. So
that is what I meant
your job
by that statement.
Yeah, read the charter. We read the charter. It wasn't my job. What else we got here? We got that one.
Yes, and thanks again to all the moderators for keeping everything positive. I know people constantly want to throw negativity and stuff like that, and they just can't help themselves. So we do appreciate all our moderators. You guys do a fantastic job. It's nice to know that there's a group of people who actually want positive stuff.
Oh, thanks, Nancy, for the one membership. Appreciate that.
Woohoo! Lucy Lou received it.
Oh,
awesome.
Wow. Yeah, good.
At least it didn't go back to the same person this time. Oh my goodness. Just having too much fun. But yeah, that whole thing is a hot mess, but I'm hoping things get better, and I'm hoping Travis gets some time in the office with the new clerk and that she is gracious and really helps him out and we see better things happening.
In some of the things for, Georgie also sent a membership.
Georgie received a gift
she
by
received
Georgie. One. See?
Oh, there you go.
That's interesting.
That's funny. Hey, so
do you thank yourself in that instance?
I guess. I don't know.
It's like a boomerang. Awesome. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate all the support.
In Travis's dialogue in his last live where he talked about this paper, there was this word comprehensive plan, and it was very confusing in how it relates to permits. And it really doesn't relate to permits at all. That's what's confusing about that document. It's so old that it's too vague and it's not really on point. A comprehensive plan deals with the land use. That's more about planning and zoning. That's like the first step of a permit, but it's not part of it. I mean,
in one sense, there's a little aspect, but
the comprehensive plan basically deals with the entirety of the project and the town. In other words, you have to consider traffic patterns, drainage, sewage, recreational areas, how they're going to be used and how they're positioned. Yeah. That's what that is.
How will everything affect everything?
Correct.
It's like the big picture.
That's the first thing.
What's up, Travis?
That's the first thing before the permitting process.
Hopefully you have a good week this week, Travis, and stuff gets, a little less drama-llamaed out.
While he's in here, I want to say real quick when we did a comprehensive plan, Rex has it. We didn't keep any of that stuff. We passed that.
Comprehensive plan?
Yeah, I think he has that too. It's with the permitting. It's in the folder. Rex would have it. He can show it to you if you ask him. It's public information. But there's a planograph in there. We did the planograph because the county required it. Now the town's requiring something similar. So in lieu of these engineered drawings, which is ridiculous for this project. Now, if it's a new build, that's different. But for a campground expansion or for a power pole, that's not. It's ridiculous to ask for engineered drawings. I don't even know that you could get them. It'd be ridiculous. Anyway, we drew ours out on graph paper. I think it was 2 pages taped together. And we took measurements to key points of the campground. It took me a little while to get this together. It was about a week or two before I had it ready to start drawing. But we had to lay out all the lots, where the power was underground. We color-coded everything. And where the water was, where the sewer was, where the electric was. That's the 3 things they wanted to know. That's a comprehensive plan. We do it on graph paper, so it was to scale. So it was kind of plus or minus 10 feet to scale. So they knew.
Isn't that a site plan?
It's kind of like a site plan, but so the site plan is part of the comprehensive plan because they want to see the drainage ditches and all that too. So it's all part of that, but it's one drawing. And the county actually, they liked it. They's like, oh wow, this is one of the best ones we've gotten that wasn't engineered. And they said,
Did you get a gold star?
No, but he was very impressed. I was hoping it was going to be good enough. And he's like, oh, this is awesome. I wish everybody would do this. He spoke highly of it. And this is the same guy that we applied is the same guy that did our inspection. And he inspects commercial properties in the county, and he's the only one. Now, they may have two now, but he was the only one.
Yeah, they've kind of changed some of the procedures in the county,
you
too.
Remember his name? I want to.
You talking about David Myers?
David Myers, that's his name. I want to say it was David. But he was helpful. He says, no, you can't do this. You got to do it like this. Helpful.
He was very helpful.
Yeah.
But they did change the whole building and zoning and all the stuff in Levy County within the last couple of years as well.
I think they've gotten more strict.
It got a little bit more strict, yes.
Yeah. We talked about that.
Travis said no need for sealed plans, ?
Well, the town can pass that as an ordinance, but I haven't seen that in an ordinance yet. So he can't enforce it, but he can say no to your plan. You see where you're kind of in a catch-22.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where unless you're going to hire a lawyer, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And they know that.
So this whole thing about transparency, let me make some clarifications. If I may have misspoke last week, I don't think I did, but when I'm speaking about the transparency, that's the responsibility of the mayor.
Yeah, the mayor runs the meeting.
He runs the meetings and he gathers the information out of that office and puts it out. So he is the one that is responsible for any and all transparency.
So, for example, when I was mayor, you saw my agendas were pretty lengthy, and I would constantly tell you that my goal was to be very transparent. And I wanted to tell you where the office was now, why it's in that state, what monies are owed. And I was very transparent.
You're
constantly.
Very specific.
I even had other board members telling me, hey, it's not so necessary for you to be divulging all that you're divulging. And I said, yes, I believe it is. And I will be as transparent as needs to be. That should be like, there's no reason not to be. Right. And so it was me as the mayor being so very transparent. It wasn't the job of the other board members. It's the job of the person running the meeting. Now, if the mayor did delegate that to another board member, which they can do to run the meetings, then it would be that person's responsibility to display the transparency because they're running the meeting. Right. So just to make that very clear, I had other board members telling me, don't be so transparent. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Another thing being transparent on the notice, on the agenda, is because now the town will see what it is, the topics that are going to be discussed with a little bit of detail, and they might be interested in one part of that meeting, so they might come. So if they don't have that transparency and they don't read it on the board and they're not interested in just a regular Otter Creek meeting with nothing new going on, then they're not going to come. Well, in this case, they're not going to come anyway. But by putting all that information out there, it does a couple of things. Not only are you transparent, but you're also outlining the meeting. You could use that agenda in your meeting to help run your meeting. You could use it as an outline.
Right.
And so it helps you too. And then the third thing it does is it involves the community and lets you know what's going to be discussed before the meeting gets there. So if they want to bring some information or whatever with them to the meeting, they'll know it's going to get discussed. So it does three things. So you can't put out too much information.
Right. So again, that is left to the mayor for the transparency. So I know that there's been a lot of questions and a lot of comments, and we try to get everything dealt out right so there's not all this misinformation out there as much as possible. I mean, there's always going to be some, you just can't get it all. And sometimes, no matter how many times you say something, people hear something else.
Now, Travis, are you still there? Because this talks to something too that you had mentioned in your papers. What constitutes a residential project? It's a little unclear. Does it mean it's zoned residential property, or does it mean the project itself is residential in nature? It's a little confusing.
Just like everything else.
So, so to just say that it's a residential project, I think they need to use a different term, because the term residential could apply to zoning. It could apply to what you're building. Like, is it a house? Is it a driveway? Is it a carport? It's vague. So I think that word needs to be, when they're writing these ordinances, I think they need to use a different word. You can't use a word to define itself. You have to use another word, like a synonym of the word, to help define what it is you're talking about. It's just really confusing. I'm confusing myself talking about it.
Oh, so much fun.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Also, people were saying, these were residents, and this was happening too when we were there. They were saying they're not attending the meetings because of the cameras. I know you like this one.
I was thinking about this last night. Matter of fact, there was a bunch of people saying that they don't attend the meetings because of Jeremy Hales and his cameras, and they didn't want to be on YouTube. So my question, has Jeremy been attending the meetings lately?
Not in quite a while.
Not for a while, maybe one here or there.
Yeah.
So who's attending the meetings? I don't see anybody attending the meetings.
Not really.
And if you go to the time before the meetings were being filmed, nobody was attending the meetings then either.
Right.
So when I was mayor and when Jeremy was in there filming is when there was the most people in there from the town and not from the town. It was standing room only. There was tons of people coming from everywhere, but even townspeople, there was more townspeople in attendance during that period of time than any of the other times. So I was just like, that's funny that they ever said that, because that just shows how false that is. I guess that would be a big fat debunked.
It's an excuse. Why can't they be transparent and just say, I'm not coming to the meetings because I don't care? Why don't they just say that and be done with it? You're like, okay.
Because it's funner to blame Jeremy.
I guess Jeremy's at fault.
But I just wanted to bring that up. Oh, the experts in the house. You know what's so funny? I was just thinking earlier, I haven't seen or heard anything from the expert in forever.
Yeah.
And there you are. Hello.
His ears were burning.
I'm going to have to start thinking about the winning lottery ticket if this is how this is going to work.
Yeah, I like it.
So I got to get thinking about this. Maybe it'll just pop up. But anywho, these are the things that I find so amusing.
Yeah, I think we already talked about all the documents that were referring to the county. I think those are cut and pasted and they didn't change the name.
Is Jessica going on this cruise? No, I'm thinking about the cruise again.
Yeah, I think so.
Jessica, you need to text me and let me know.
I think she is. We talked about changing the fonts and being more professional and the cut and paste with the county words in there. I mean, they just need to read what they're checking. You can't just assume making one change and everything else is good. You got to read the document. I'm sorry, but you just have to. You sign it, you have to read it. That's how that works.
I don't know. I hope Jessica's going because that would be a lot of fun. In
Travis's paperwork too, he was talking about survey requirements.
Survey says?
So this might be another thing where they cut and paste. In that small town, I don't see a need for survey requirements. And it says for acres under 3. Now, it depends on what you're doing. You may need, you can go get a copy of an old survey if nothing has changed and you shouldn't have to pay for new surveys every time you want to build something. We bought this place and we didn't pay for new surveys because we could see the markers, and you can go to the county and you can get them. They're already done. Why do I have to get it resurveyed when they've already been done? They haven't changed. What, a new tree or a new post or something?
Seems like a waste of time and money to me.
Time and money. It's a waste. So I don't think that should be a requirement unless there's some reason to think that you might be building a permanent structure and it's getting too close to an easement or a boundary. Then I could see if there had been a change and it changed hands, like it got sold and resold and there hadn't been a survey in a couple of different owners, then maybe that could prompt. But that's common sense. So use common sense. If it hasn't been,
what's that?
If it hasn't been sold and it's a big
Who's
enough
got any of that
parcel and it's being placed in the center, you can look at the site plan or your plan that you're drawing up and see, oh, that's awful close to the boundary. How close is it? Then you can question a survey. But if it's right smack in the middle, what are you a survey for? Are you just trying to extinguish more money out of the person? Work with them, not against them. We talked about site plans. We talked about the dates. So I think we covered all the soupy stuff. I got everything marked
the
off.
soupy stuff. So are you so excited this winter season to go to Otter Creek and attend a meeting?
Because I didn't know, but we might pop into one or two.
Woo. That'll be some fun.
Yeah, we're going to be in the area. I think on the 1st, I need to make reservations for, or it'll probably be the 2nd. That's Labor Day.
Labor Day.
I have to call South Carolina, Charleston, and get reservation for November, right?
Yes.
We got it written down somewhere. So it's for November. We've got December mapped out. We're going to be at Patrick Air Force Base or Space Force Base.
I can't wait to be in Ocala.
Ocala,
even though it's going to be short, I've got a bunch of places I can't wait to go to in Ocala.
There's
all
a couple
the old
of state parks
favorites.
And that's your old stomping ground. That's where your church is at.
Yeah. I want to go to church too while I'm there.
We still do the virtual church.
I miss Meadowbrook Church in Ocala.
We like that format a lot better than what we've seen.
It was also Pastor Alicia's birthday today, so happy birthday, Alicia.
Yeah.
Not that you're watching, but happy birthday anyway.
Anyway, yeah. So it'll be fun stomping around Ocala, which is only an hour from Otter Creek. Then we'll be also in Chiefland, and we'll stop in Otter Creek. We got friends there we're going to say hello to. And
I look forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I wanted to try to go down to Hollywood for a couple of days, but trying to get any camping there is crazy.
We still got to nail down parking. If there happens to be anyone in the chat, and likely not, but maybe you know someone who lives down around Port Canaveral, close proximity being within an hour or so, reach out to us at Madam Mayor's Adventures. We are looking.
I'm waiting to hear because I thought we had something figured out, but you've got something else.
We don't have
in
parking nailed down yet, where we could park and get to the boat and back. We're going to leave the RV though in Chiefland, and we're going to take the Jeep, because the RV while we're gone needs to be plugged in, because the refrigerator runs on 12 volt. We don't have to run the air conditioner, but the refrigerator needs to stay plugged in. So,
can't be having my Nathan's fries go bad.
That's right.
I love me some Nathan's fries.
So we'll probably just be taking the Jeep across across Florida to get to Cape Canaveral. But if there's a closer place,
thank you, Melanie.
We might could work something out with someone that could help us with that. Instead of leaving the Jeep in a parking lot in the sun at $20 a day, that's ridiculous. But I wouldn't mind paying someone $10 a day and take an Uber, something like that. I mean, I'm trying to find a cheaper and a better place to park the vehicle, because they're not responsible for anything that happens to your vehicle while it's parked there. It could get broke in. It could be damaged by
Thank you, oh hell, Michelle.
So we're trying to see what
Love
our best
the name.
options are there. So that's it. So interesting to note, it was Stuart, Lynette, and Don had also put in, and Luke and Bobby were picked. So if you just joined us late, that was the breaking news at the top of the hour.
So hopefully the next meeting will be a productive meeting and everything starts going the right way.
Ooh.
I don't know.
What kind of questions, remarks, comments you guys have for us that we can entertain?
I'm super excited. This week I'll be flying to Ohio for a week.
Yep.
So that's going to be fun.
So we won't be doing a live next Sunday. We'll pick it back up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't want to have to mess with that.
We did that once and it went sideways on me.
So Brett will be wearing his I've been left unsupervised t-shirt
for a week.
And what are the possibilities? Oh my goodness.
Can I back a trailer? Oh, I put a train horn on the RV. I did that today. So there's a video.
This RV had this little puny horn that was like, me.
It sounded like, that was perfect. It sounded like a moped. So I've installed.
Coming through, me.
I've installed a few train horns on vehicles. My old truck had one, and then the motorcycle actually has one. Because how many times you get cut off on a bike, people don't see you and cut in front of you. The horns are nice to have. You lay on that horn and they wake up. It's like, oh.
So that was Brett's fun project for today.
Yep.
I know this week we'll probably have a bunch of different estate sale videos from when we were in Huntsville. Oh, we went to a ton of estate sales when we were in Huntsville.
Yeah.
And this past week we went to a few estate sales.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a busy week. And then I'm like, wow, I should really start thinking about what I'll be packing. I'll be packing probably the morning of my flight because I'm a last minute, throw some crap in a bag and jump on the plane. I don't do checked bags. I just have a little backpack I carry with me, travel really light, easy peasy.
Yep. In and out.
In and out.
Now, when you come back, make sure you get off the passenger inbound terminal, not outbound terminal, just because it's closer to the door. It used to kill me in Orlando with that, and I'd have to circle back around and go up top.
You're not trainable. That's the problem.
Do we have any mail today?
Yes, we have a piece of mail.
All right.
From the mailman. I love these cards too, by the way, because they are so thoughtful and they look so cool.
We have a mailbox while I'm thinking about it that looks like the house. Have you seen the mailboxes that look like the house? It's kind of cute, but it's really small. So we're going to be getting a new mailbox.
It says, love watching you on YouTube.
Woohoo!
I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Such thought goes into that.
Yep.
Madam, I'm going to move my big finger out of the way. Madam Mayor's Adventures.
From Wendy.
From Wendy. Thank you so much, Wendy. I love your cards. You are so super sweet.
Yeah.
That means so much that you take the time out thinking about us.
Look how she puts each letter on there. She has to cut it out of something, and she makes little O's and T's out of them. It's
really uplifting when people think of you and do such sweet things. We really enjoy that.
So we'll include this card with our collection of memorabilia around the cabin.
And I also wanted to say hi to Babs, and I love talking with you when you email me. So I just wanted to say hi. Yep. I've gotten a couple of emails from people this week. It was just nice talking to y'all. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Sometimes people send me these really cool pictures of places they've been to, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. So we wanted to show some eBay stuff that we found this week. Yeah, we found some good eBay stuff. If you guys really want to support us, we appreciate. You might find some stuff in our eBay that you like, and that really helps support us. And then YouTube doesn't get a cut of it, like eBay they do on Super Chats. Yeah, eBay gets a small cut, but not like YouTube. Everybody gets a cut, you know. There's a misconception that you make all this money on YouTube, and I can tell you that's not the case. You don't make a whole bunch of money. No, on YouTube. You don't. No, you don't. But yeah, we were
you got to have millions of subscribers pretty much. I was watching I'm chasing a squirrel. We were in the gym and I was watching a YouTube I was listening to it actually. A guy was in court and it was a YouTuber who walks dogs, and he has a really small channel, maybe not even 1,000 subscribers. So I don't think he was monetized. And he walks dogs and he does funnies with the dogs. Anyway, a YouTuber who has 3 million followers, very snooty girl, comes to court with her glasses and does all this with the phone. You know how they do. And she's complaining, but she's being sued for the money because she used his video and did some small color editing to it and called it her video. And she had over 3 million views on the thing. And the judge asked her, how much money did that video make for you? And she said, do I really have to say that? She goes, you're in a court of law. Yes, you do. It's relevant. And she said it made $12,000. Now that's rare. That's millions of views, a one-time payment for that video. Well, not one time. It does go up.
But she basically stole his content.
She stole his content.
She didn't change anything about it.
And the judge awarded that $12,000 to the plaintiff.
And he was
rightfully so.
He was a young kid too.
Yep. He was creating his own content. She was copying him. So she absolutely deserved to give that money back to him and take it down. I don't know if that happened or not, but anyway. So what you got?
So we were going around to some estate sales. Was that yesterday or the day before? I don't even remember now.
Yesterday.
It's been such a week. And we got these cool things for the eBay. And that is that the one from
it's 3-dimensional.
The Bradford Exchange?
It's 3-dimensional, as you can see.
I just love the Mickey stuff.
They had
They're
5
cute.
of them.
Yeah.
We just
I only got one, but they had 5 of them, and it does come with a little certificate of authenticity.
Yep.
So that'll be up on the eBay store this week.
Yep.
And that's just a really cool Pepsi glass. I've never seen one like that. It's getting a lot of glare from the light.
Yeah, I see it.
But I'm a Coca-Cola drinker, but I saw that Pepsi glass and it was just very unique. So I'm like, I got to have that. And then they had these cool McDonald's Disney cups. I remember collecting different McDonald's cups. I had a bunch of Batman ones and some, I believe it was the Flintstones. I wish I still had those, but they were really cool. And they're heavy. And I got 2 of those, and they're McDonald's ones. So I'm going to have those up on the eBay store. They had like 4 of them, but
they're similar.
I bought 2. Mickey Mouse. Everybody loves Mickey Mouse.
Oh, and you got some cards. Oh, this.
Then I found this cool magnet, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to sell it or keep it. But that is from Israel. It reminds me of when I went there.
And this wood is actually, you can only find it over there. I forget what kind of wood this is. But
yeah, I'll have to look it up. But I don't know if I want to keep it.
That's pretty neat.
We'll see.
It's got a magnet on the back. You just stick it on the fridge.
This watch is another one that I don't know if I want to keep it because I've been looking for a rose gold watch. And it's so pretty. It's a fossil watch. But I might throw it up on eBay because I don't want to start getting it's coming in so blurry.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to focus.
I'm not. Focus.
Cover my face with my focus.
But it is a pretty watch. It's a nice fossil watch, but I probably should put it up on the eBay and not keep it because I do already have one watch. But want that rose gold. And this is another thing that I'm like, I wanted to keep. Look, can you see yourselves?
You got Madam Mayor's Adventures like bouncing 50 million times.
Can you see yourself? So this is really cool. It's nice Coca-Cola. And that's another thing. I don't know if I'm going to list it on Facebook Marketplace or keep it because I used to collect a lot of Coca-Cola stuff. And then these I just had to have because it reminded me of when I was a kid, and me and my sister used to collect the Garbage Pail Kids. And we used to have huge binders full of them. So I saw them. I'm like, I have to get those. But I will probably put those also up on the eBay store.
And we don't know, we haven't counted these, but there's about 30 cards in here.
Roughly.
Roughly.
But I wish I had all those cards I used to have.
And all of the items on our eBay store are very reasonably priced. You'll find that they're priced below most other things. And so the items usually move pretty quickly. I mean, there have been exceptions where we scratch our head and go, how cheap do they want it? They want us to give it to them. So we try to get things at a really good deal where there's a discount so that we can pass that savings off to you. So that's a good way that you can help support us, is doing that.
I think it's so much fun when you're going into the different
And you find
stores.
something you like. We're not suggesting you should buy something you don't like. Buy something you like.
What's that one commercial, that Sling commercial where she talks about the guy cutting her off? And she's like, seriously?
Am I cutting you off?
Seriously?
I don't mean to cut her off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You didn't even have your blinker on, man. Like, come on. And by now I've forgotten what I was going to say, so just carry on.
Well,
so that was a lot of fun. I think that's what I was saying, that it's a lot of fun taking a step back into time and remembering all the different items of when you were a kid or when you were growing up, and it makes you think about different people and places. And that's a lot of the fun in the different estate sales as well, with the houses and the old decor. And I just love being able to do that. It's a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy it too.
I enjoy the houses and the garage stuff the most.
Yeah, I usually find him, like, I'm looking off at stuff and here he is just touring the house. Oh, looky here at the grass and those trees. And I'm like, all right, well, you got to enjoy what you got to enjoy, right?
I like driving to the sales now. So we drive a little bit further now with the car because, I'm getting 35 miles per gallon in the car.
Finally, he never used to want to go anywhere because the Jeep gets such horrible gas mileage. So it was always like, oh, it's not efficient to go here. It's not efficient to go there. And I'm like, this Jeep makes me feel like a prisoner because we can't go anywhere.
And I didn't want to keep racking miles up on the Jeep. We need that Jeep to last a while because that's the one we tow behind us and we need when we're traveling. So if we put all the miles on it here, it's really going to get wore out. And it does have just over 100,000 miles on it now. We got to take care of it.
So now he'll go to all these places because we have this little car.
And we have a whole lot of miles to give.
Gas. And I'm just going to talk over you. But the catch is that I can only get little things because it is a little car.
If we do come across a deal on a big item,
we're going to be driving around like the Beverly Hillbillies with it all taped up to the top with blue tape. We will blue tape it to the car so that it
it won't fall off.
It won't go anywhere. It'll be super strong. Yes. I'm going to have to buy like a case of blue tape.
If it's a bigger item, then we can always come back and get the Jeep and bring the trailer and load it up. So we do have that option. But mostly what we're looking for are things that are, easily sellable and are not in a big price point.
Well, the thing is,
easy to package.
I will need to have little stuff when we're on the road if we're going to sell it when we're in the RV, because I can't obviously carry around a whole bunch of totes because I don't think Brett's going to be towing behind a trailer full of all my eBay crap. So I will have to kind of keep it small for when we're on the road, which probably just means that I'll take down any of the bigger stuff that hasn't sold by the time we hit the road and pick it up next season when we come back. But while we're on the road, I'll just really purchase small stuff and keep it kind of to a minimum. But I do like it. It's a fun hobby.
Yeah.
And maybe I can earn a couple bucks for gas.
Yep. And there you have it. And if you happen to live in a place that's in our travels, because you kind of know we're going through South Carolina, down the east coast of Georgia, Florida, and then across Florida, and then up and out the west side of Florida. And you know we live in your travels, and you bought something on the eBay store, and you want us to bring it along, we can do that too.
Jim wants me to please stop picking on you. Well, that's no fun.
That's right. You keep cutting me off.
That's no fun at all, Jim. I don't know if I can do that.
I'll let her do what she needs to do.
That's you're funny as all get out. Anyways, we're gonna
pop smoke. We call it in the military pop and smoke. That's when you throw a grenade, a smoke grenade, and you get out of the way.
Oh.
That's when you pop smoke, you get out.
Is that what we're doing? We're pop smoking. Is that what it is?
Popping smoke.
Popping.
Pull the pin.
Okay, I'm not partaking because I can't even say it, and I'm going to be saying the whole wrong
That means
things.
we're leaving. We're getting out of here.
Yeah.
We're
We're getting
up
out
shop.
of here. Now Jim has scolded me, and
did you like it?
I'm going to have to go cry. So, oh, you got to have fun, peeps. You just got to have fun. I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining us. Thank you so much for our moderators. Thank you again for all the members who hung out with us this week. And thank you to our subscribers. Remember, it is free to subscribe. Just make sure you hit the notification button so you can get notified of when we have videos coming out. Anything else you got to say? Please say it. Talk to Jim.
Hey, Jim. So we're still doing members only releases once a week. In her absence, I will be doing them. It could be something cool like automotive stuff. Maybe go for a ride somewhere, or go for a hike. Go for a
Thank
walk.
you, Travis. That'll be helpful.
It'll just be us dudes hanging out, and the women can watch. How's that?
I wasn't honestly listening to you at all.
I know.
So anyways, we're going to go, and Brett, the later half of the week, will be on his own, and I'll be in Ohio having fun.
I hope it rains the whole time you're there.
Wow.
I'll be on the jet ski.
See how he is, Jim? You see right there?
It's time to go.
All right, guys. We love you. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yep, appreciate you.
Take care. Bye, Jim.
Bye, guys.
Love everybody. Peace out.